Hello chess lovers, welcome to Shadhok Chess Home. FIDE World Cup 2021. Magnus Carlsen knocked out Esipenko and Ray. It is last game of fifth round and tiebreak game. Esipenko played white. Started with e4. Magnus played e5. Knight f3. Knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5, c3, knight f6, d3, d6, castle, a6, rook to e1, castle, a3 by Esipenko, and a6 by Magnus Carlsen. So a4 is played, and bishop bishop a7, knight b d2, rook f to e8, and now b4, bishop to e6, bishop into e6, rook into e6, queen c2, and queen to d7 by Magnus Carlsen. Knight maneuver. It is Duke piano game, main line. Knight to f1, and d5 is pushed by Magnus Carlsen, and bishop to e3, bishop into e3, knight into e3, and knight back to e7, rook a to b1, and rook d8, and a5. As we closed the b pawn. Here knight to g6 by Magnus Carlsen, and c4 is played by Esipenko, and c6, rook e2, d1, knight f4. Nice knight. Attacking knight enters, and knight to f5, and g6 is played. Magnus sacrificed a pawn, knight captured on a6, check, and king to g7, knight back to g4, knight into g4, h into g4, rook back to, and this pawn is weakened on g4, rook back to e8, and knight protects this pawn from h2. Rook here rook to h8, and the file is open for this rook. f3 is played, and it is must, and here pawn captures on e4, and pawn captures e4, and queen to e7, rook into rook, and queen into rook, and Esipenko played g3, attacking the knight, and here nice check of queen to d4, and the king is needs to play to h1, and the knight is pinned. So here is Magnus Carlsen a strong position. Knight d3 is played, and see here is knight is coming. So here queen queen e2 is played, and Magnus captured a pawn, and rook d1 attack the knight, but rook on d8 and save the knight, and rook goes to f1 again, and as we try to push this pawn. Queen captures on b4, and see really Magnus has 6 pawns. versus Esipenko's 5 pawn, and pawn to push to f4. Magnus captured on f4, and see this pawn is not looking good. 3 pawn and 4 pawn of Esipenko, and Magnus has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawn, and here Magnus captured another pawn to on a5, and here Esipenko pushed this pawn to g5, knight back to c5, and there is queen check by Esipenko from b2, king to g8, knight goes to g4. Esipenko trying to counter attack, and knight captured another pawn, only 2 pawn of Esipenko now. Magnus has 5 pawn, knight on e4, knight a6 check, king f7, king h7, and Magnus Esipenko played queen to h2. Really discovered check is coming, so rook attacks this queen, and Esipenko played queen to h4, king to g7 masters. Discovered attack is forced discovered attack, double check, so king to g7, and here f5 is pushed, and now this is weakness. You see clear weakness, as there is a discovered knight check is coming, and everything will finished. And here you see this Esipenko has only 7 seconds less than, so here check is given at the last second, and Magnus captured with a check, nice check, and here Esipenko resigned. Or the time clock is finished, but you see the 5 seconds is left on his clock, but this check is unavoidable, and next game in check it is mate. If king move anywhere, this queen is coming, and checkmate. So here is the position. So thank you for watching this game. Magnus Carlsen eliminated Esipenko, and congratulations, world champion Magnus Carlsen. So guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and like, comments are appreciated. And okay, see you again in another next game of FIDE World Cup 2021. Thanks.